Breaking news from the NFL. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts has cleared concussion protocol. Coach Nick Sirianni said today Hurts has been in the protocol since suffering his concussion in Week 16. But Sirianni says he is, quote, ready to roll. Hurts will start for the Eagles in Sunday's wildcard playoff game against the Green Bay Packers in Philadelphia. Let's welcome in NFL analyst Tyler Sullivan. Obviously good news and news we were somewhat expecting, but how does this affect your view of the Eagles wildcard game?
Yeah, overall good news, and as you said, expected, because he logged a full practice on Thursday. Things were trending in this direction. And even in Week 18, it kind of felt like, yes, he was still in the concussion protocol, but I do wonder if all of a sudden that was a meaningful game for the Philadelphia Eagles, if he would have maybe passed it a little bit earlier. But overall, great news for the Philadelphia Eagles and for this game in particular, because this is a sneaky good Packers team. You got to remember, you go back to last wild card round last year with Jordan Love. He was sensational, 3 touchdowns. If that's the Jordan Love that the Green Bay Packers are getting going up against the Philadelphia Eagles, you're going to need Jalen Hurts firing on all cylinders. The question for me with Jalen Hurts coming back, again, he missed 2 games to end the regular season. Is there going to be rust? There probably will be. How much is there? And is that going to hurt his efficiency throwing the football? That was one thing that's been a strength of his to end the season. 1 interception in his last 12 starts. He had 4 to start the year, 2 of those against the Green Bay Packers in Week 1. So to me, that's going to be the key. How sharp is Jalen Hurts after this break?
I know typically we have the rest versus rust conversation next weekend, but we're definitely going to have it surrounding the quarterback in this game. How about the Packers side of things? How does this news affect how they plan to game plan for this one?
Yeah, you know, like we said, it's not that surprising. So I would assume that Matt LaFleur was game planning to go up against Jalen Hurts. And that is a very difficult task, obviously. You're talking about one of the more dynamic quarterbacks in the NFL with his rushing abilities on top of what he's been able to do as a passer. Like I said, 1 interception in his last 12 starts. When a quarterback's not making those mistakes, it's just really difficult to take down. But I do think this game could be close. The spread's like 4.5, and anytime it's in that weird type of a window, I always have my antenna up where it's not really a field goal. It's kind of in that danger zone that we like to talk about. And so I think that this game could end up being a field goal game because of what I just said with Jordan Love. He is someone who I think could run really hot or really cold, and I expect him to run pretty hot in this game. Like I said, he was not afraid of the limelight last year in his first playoff taste in that wild card round, 3 touchdowns. He did kind of struggle as the playoffs went on, but I think that he's ended the year strong, and if he's able to go toe for toe, that's going to be quite the task for Philadelphia.
It'll be quite the fun matchup to watch here. Tyler Sullivan, thank you so much. You can get all your NFL highlights right here on CBS Sports HQ. The NFL playoffs kick off Saturday, but we're already looking to Monday. Not that game, but the headlines. What will we be talking about after all is said and done? It is time now for Ryan Wilson's Monday morning headlines. Get your paper, read all about it. That's what I anticipate you saying in that fantastic photo. So let's talk about the game we were just discussing. We got 2 quarterbacks from the 2020 draft class on display in Packers-Eagles. We now know that Jalen Hurts will go. Jordan Love, though, was the higher draft pick in that one. But who gets the better of whom in this one, Ryan?
Good to see you, Emily. I always go with that stupid graphic that producer Noah made, so I'm glad you get to enjoy it as well. By the way, I think Tyler Sullivan hit on a lot of the important points I'm about to lay out here, because you talked about Jordan Love being drafted a little bit higher, 27 picks exactly, than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has probably had the better career, at least in terms of longevity, but Jordan Love is coming along, and we heard Sully talk about the playoffs last year, what that meant for this Packers team, and here's a little headline that producer Noah came with. Love Hurts and wins. So, yeah, you're getting Jalen Hurts back, but I think that this Packers team has a chance to pull an upset, and they're accustomed to pulling upsets, Emily, because last year they went down to the Dallas in that first round and hung 48 points on the Cowboys. They had a chance to beat the 49ers in the next round. They lost by 3 in that game. And here's what I'll point out. In their 6 losses this year, It's been my combined 24 points. My math is correct. That's 4 points on average per loss. The only double-digit loss was to the Lions. Every other loss was 5 points or less. I think they have a chance to go down there and give the Eagles some trouble. Jordan Love does have the elbow injury, but I like him a little more than Jalen Hurts, who we just talked about has been out since Week 16. So look for the Packers to get the upset.
Okay, starting off strong here in this segment. Let's go back to the first game of Wild Card Weekend. Chargers favorites in Houston. What's the Monday morning headline we're reading about this game that you watched on CBS?
So for the longest time, charging was a bad thing. Jim Harbaugh makes charging a good thing. That means at the end of the season, the wheels don't fall off and you don't drive off the cliff. You actually start winning football games. And we've seen glimpses of that down the stretch in year one with Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert. And remember, the last time the Chargers were in the playoffs, 2022, they somehow mystifyingly blew a 27-point lead against the Jaguars. They are going to right some wrongs in this game. The Houston Texans have struggled offensively, which has been sort of a weird thing to watch throughout the year because of how good they were a year ago with C.J. Stroud. They won a playoff game last year against the Cleveland Browns. But I think this is not your dad's Chargers, thanks to dad guy Jim Harbaugh and, of course, more importantly, Justin Herbert. And that defense is actually playing really well. So look for the Chargers to be another team that goes on the road and wins Wild Card Weekend.
Two upsets seating-wise to start off this segment. The other game on Saturday, we've got Ravens and Steelers. Baltimore a big favorite in this game, but what will the headline be on Monday?
So I have to be very articulate here because Noah is the headline writer and he's great at his job, but Emily, flock around and find out. Yeah, not bad, Noah. The Ravens and Steelers always, share punches back and forth throughout the Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh era. This has been a little different. Their last matchup a few weeks ago in which the Ravens blew out the Steelers. I think that's going to be a repeat performance, in part because Lamar is out to prove to people that he is, in fact, the MVP yet again. He's in that race with Josh Allen. He's thrown for 4,000 yards. He's rushed for over 800 yards. Those are MVP numbers. But they also have Derrick Henry, who has been a godsend in the backfield. The Steelers, meanwhile, are reeling. They've lost 4 in a row against all good teams that are playoff teams, except for their last matchup last weekend against the Bengals, who are almost in the playoffs. George Pickens doesn't appear to be where he needs to be mentally. He had a rough game last week. And Russ Wilson, the shine is off that rose as well. So I think the Ravens are going to prove that not only are they the best team in the AFC North, but they are legit Super Bowl team, and the Bills or whoever else, the Chiefs in the AFC that might get in their way, could be in trouble because I think this team is just warming up.
All right, he is Ryan Wilson. Those are his Monday morning headlines. Yeah, that last one you got to read nice and slow, but we love it either way. Get ready to watch some playoff football. We have 2 games on CBS this weekend. We'll kick off the action Saturday, Chargers, Texans at 4:30, and on Sunday, we got Broncos and Bills at 1 Eastern. You can watch the action on CBS or streaming on Paramount+.